Okay, what's up, everyone? It's summer and it's summertime. Ow. And today we're behind the front porch. We're not on the front porch, but we're behind it with an artist and the creator of the front porch, Noochie.
Appreciate you.
You've had some really notable guests. You've had Alex Vaughn, you've had Benny the Butcher, you've had Raheem Devon, and my personal favorite, TJ. So I'm excited to get into this story with you.
For sure.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so let's start off. It's the beginning of 2024. What are some 2024 goals for you this year?
Survive.
Okay, I hope you do.
That's it. I'm just trying to stay out here and do what I want to do.
Okay, and what about like music-wise?
Put out a lot of good music and let people know how great of an artist I am.
Yeah.
And work my way up the ladder. That's kind of my goal.
You're on your way.
Yeah, I just keep my cleats in the dirt. I'm not really comfortable with even like with the ads I got right now. It's not even really what I want it for. So,
what do you want it for?
for how good the music is.
Okay.
Even still, it's like I appreciate this, and I understand why it's getting it because I still approach this with the same quality and care that I do with the music. So I'm doing that for other people's music, which is in turn making their songs sound better.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you were saying that like the art, like you didn't expect to have artists on the front porch. It started off with just you. How did artists get involved in this?
I wanted backyard band over here
Okay.
for a birthday party.
Oh.
Like not even for that, but I'd already started that, and I was like, why be selfish, and just be the only person that get to experience that private performance. So I recorded it and dropped it on my platform, and I was like, oh, we could bring other people,
Up
a lot
from
more
there.
people in here. So yeah, and that's kind of, I wanted, after I seen that, I seen how serious he could get, and I called Raheem, and I asked him could he do it just because I know the legitimacy he would bring to it. And now Kenny Lattimore, TJ, Benny the Butcher, like it's trickling, like it's going how I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting to showcase something like the best go-go moments in DMV, DC history.
Yeah, and I know that's got to be important for you because you're from DC area,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so you've been here your whole life. I know you left and went to Atlanta though. But how much has DC changed since from when you were growing up here?
It's just a lot less black shit going on.
Really?
Yeah, it's like way less black.
What is...
I feel like that's kind of what I'm just showcasing. I'm showcasing the stuff that I miss, and I'm seeing everybody appreciate it, and that's the best part about it for me.
Yeah.
That's really why I want to keep doing it.
Rooting for everyone black.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, that's right.
Anybody rooting for us too, but
Yeah.
mostly black.
So what are some of the things that you notice that are different, like landmarks or like even just people? Like what are some differences?
Well, a lot of the hoods don't exist no more.
Oh my.
And who's to say, you know what I'm saying, that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, because a lot of people have been lost in it. There's a lot of trauma that come from it. But just to be, you know what I'm saying, written off and forgotten about sometimes that's hard to deal with too. So yeah, I just feel like visually it's a lot of change. Like luckily I've been here the whole time, so I've seen it like in real time, but I can only imagine people who like they're locked up and then come back home and see it's like we in the future.
Yeah,
all
so
these
much
buildings.
different.
It's not really for us.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really see an issue with like developing a city, but when you are like displacing people, like people can't afford to live where they're from anymore, that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
So you grew up mainly in the studio, right? I know you were going a lot with your father.
For sure.
How did that really impact your childhood?
I was just around a lot of grown men as opposed to being around a lot of kids.
Okay.
So I felt like I matured way faster. I was put on to a lot of game a lot earlier. I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily dealing with the same thing they dealing with, but at least in the room while it's happening or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I feel like it fast forwarded me a little bit. And especially with the music, like I'm hearing some of the people I think are some of the best rappers ever to this day to me that I'm feeling like, oh, I gotta be this good, like to do this. Like my dad, Way Booby, BDR.
Your dad's your favorite rapper?
I wouldn't say my favorite rapper, but he's part of my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Why I rap or like what I do. But I think he's one of the best rappers from DC ever.
Yeah, okay.
Stu, rest in peace, Stu. I think he was one of the best. Knight, Chew, All of them was tight to me.
I'm gonna have to check them out.
That's the whole Oi boy. I'm just naming all of them individually.
Okay. I see. I'm not familiar with DC rap like that.
No, that's understood.
I don't
And
get
this was like 2000. This was like 2001.
Okay.
2002. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
How old are you?
No offense. I know.
None taken. No, 97.
I was asking for the reference every year.
No, I feel you. But so you grew up and you learned a lot of lessons from being in the studio and being around a lot of older men. What's like one of the most memorable moments for you?
In the studio
Sure.
as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad had a song with Gucci Mane.
Oh, really?
And Gucci came to the studio and he came, they was deep as hell. And before he even came in the room, he had like his crew came in the room, and the first guy that came in the room, he came in, had like a stack of mixtapes, and he passed it out to everybody that was in the room already before Gucci even got in the room.
Oh, wow.
So I was just like, okay, that's like
marketing,
but just also like just having people around you that believe in what you're doing and willing to even do that. Like just understand that that's something that need to be done.
Do you have that in your production crew now?
Yeah, my whole team. I've had it the whole time. It's been ups and downs and trials and tribulations, but I feel like I've had what I needed. It's just how you utilize it. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you if you the nucleus.
Right. So I know that your father talked a lot about like DC and his experience in DC and how that contributed to his music. So would you say the same for yourself? Does your experience contribute to your music? I know you talk.
For sure. I would say 100%. Like that's really, I don't even really know how to lie in the music.
Right.
I can make shit up, but as far as, I like to talk about my experiences. I like to relate to people. I like for somebody to hear the song and be like, think I'm talking about them.
Right.
I'm talking about me. I'm just doing it vaguely.
Yeah.
Or even if I do it personally, like they still relate to it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's how the best artists are. Like you never met them before, but you feel like you know them just from listening to their albums.
So that's your form of storytelling.
For sure.
Do you find that to be like a release for you? Because I know, Black men, they're not really into therapy like that. Is this your form of therapy?
I would say so. And I wouldn't even say I'm not in therapy. It's just something we're not exposed to. It's something that's not really pushed on us until it's too late.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this motherfucker crazy. You gotta go to therapy. I'm like, nah, you should have been told to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Or talk to him, or give him a safe space to talk. Not really giving a safe space to talk.
Okay, consider this a safe space, okay?
For sure.
This
but
is
even
safe.
using me for example, I grew up in the studio with a bunch of real niggas, for real. So it's like, even the definition of that cuts out a lot of shit that you can even do. Especially in that time, early 2000s, this is a different time now. It's a lot more like skinny. They wasn't wearing no skinny jeans, but it looked like a lot of them niggas wearing skinny jeans now, older too, but like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't something I wanted to do anyway, but just the thought of like so many things that you shouldn't do.
Like masculinity.
Yeah, but
so let's unpack that.
But I'm definitely not a fan of like the non-masculine shit.
Uh-oh.
Not that, like.
What does that even mean though? Like, what is non-masculine? Like,
for you to already know what I'm talking about, whatever you think I'm talking about, right?
No, because I think there's like a connotation around that, right? Like when I think of like non-masculine, I think of gay, but I don't think that's what you're referring to. I think.
No, I'm not thinking.
Okay, so what do you mean by non-masculine?
My cousin is gay, and I think he's like very masculine. Like I see him beat a nigga up.
Oh, so is that masculine, beating niggas up?
No, but I feel like if you would get not, you know what I'm saying, not be ready to do it, or you know what I'm saying, or you not ready to fight is kind of not masculine.
Okay, so just
well, that's based off the real nigga thing that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these are my point of view, but this is just the general view of it.
Okay, so just not being a coward.
I guess so.
Okay, what else? What are some things that make a man masculine?
You gotta lead the way, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, whenever I hear that, I'm thinking about like relationship things. I'm thinking about like with a woman, it's not really, that's where masculine and feminine even comes into play. Like what you're doing alone shouldn't be determined masculine.
Oh, it's what you do with another person or for another person.
It could be. I don't know the definition of it, but I'm saying that's
how you interpret. Okay, so there's a lot of like, you know, we see a lot of crime in DC these days, and it's a lot of young men. What do you think that they're missing?
What I had being, you know what I'm saying, around my dad and around like-minded individuals and just being showed the ropes early. And that's why I even lived with that. Like, I felt like I was lucky in that regard because I was around a lot of people that didn't have that, and I could clearly see the difference in not having that versus having that. And then trying to even like talk to that sometimes and like trying to tell that something. It's like, that don't even understand what you coming from.
Right.
And you don't even really understand what that's coming from.
Right.
Because you ain't have to do that either.
Right.
But you may just because you've been around it and you've been exposed to it. But if they haven't had nobody to show them the ropes or ain't seen nothing outside of their environment, then it's like,
so who shows them the ropes then if they're in situations where their father is not around? Like,
I mean, it got to be the other. I mean, I know they got a cousin, a brother, uncle.
You said it's
grandfather, like somebody's around.
And do you find yourself to be that person for like anyone?
I mean, like virtually, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I try to lead by example. I mean, I got siblings, so I feel like I do what I'm supposed to do and tell them what they're supposed to be told. And I don't really try to lead nobody astray.
Are any of them younger than you?
All of them.
Oh, okay, so they look up to you. That's sweet.
I feel like I raised them.
Oh.
They really had no choice.
So you don't have kids yet?
Nah.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you instilled in them?
I mean, definitely taste in music. They all got good taste in music.
Do they?
They all like open-minded. They like curious. They like smart. They care about people.
No.
They all smart. Like,
so you raised some good people.
For sure.
Amen.
I come from a good home.
Mm-hmm. So is that things that your parents taught you?
Pretty much. Yeah. They ain't really put too much of a lid. Like I was exposed to it. Like not like in a grown way or like a didn't give a fuck way, but like just like not covering my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I was able to understand a lot early and just mature and able to deal with a lot of stuff. So I'm taking the kids to doctor's appointments and school and stuff like that. Like when I start driving, so like I just felt like I was like the third parent. For real. My dad's in the studio all the time. My mom working, so.
That's typically how the oldest feels. Yeah. I'm the youngest, so you know. It
was cool. I didn't have to do it for too long. We ain't that far apart in age. Well, my brother that's right under me.
Okay, so you guys kind of did it together.
Nah, not really.
Oh. So you did it and guided him, but he's close in age to you.
Yeah. Once my dad like got incarcerated, he kind of like he stepped up way more. But I was like, I was older and like doing this already, so like he was kind of like he had to, and he did.
So I'm sure that was really impactful for your father, who's somebody that you look at as an influence to become incarcerated. How did you manage that? How did you cope?
It was something that coming up in this, I always knew was a possibility. I honestly thought was like, you know what I'm saying? That was something that I always thought about. Like, if he ain't answer the phone, that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
So did you have a lot of anxiety around that growing up?
Not necessarily, because he always come back.
Oh, okay, good.
Once it was something I realized could be a thing, it kind of like, you're not desensitized to it and like you around it so much that it's just like, you almost prep for it just in case. Like you just, you know what I'm saying, mentally prepared for it. So it's like, okay, even if it does happen, something we gotta deal with regardless.
Right.
If you care, if you know what I'm saying, want to or not.
Yeah. So, I mean, that may have been your case, but how about your siblings? How'd they react?
I mean, as far as I know, the same. It's honestly never been something that we like powwowed and sat and talked about. Just,
really?
We all understand. We're like, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna sit and cry about it, or we gonna make sure that.
Which is okay to do, right?
I guess that's what that do though.
I mean, it's kind of a release of emotions, a release of feel. Like you.
How many times you supposed to do that?
As many times as you need to.
Okay.
I feel like you know, we teach men mainly like, you know, stop crying, like shut up crying, like nobody want to hear that, like, and I feel like that's not giving them an opportunity to express how they feel, right? And if you feel like crying, you should be able to cry as many times as you need to. Like, obviously, yes, you gotta, you know, pull it together and do what you gotta do later on. But if you gotta cry, you gotta cry.
I agree. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. And to your point, nobody is trying to hear that. Like, I'm not trying to hear nobody cry. Like, you get your shit up, but I'm not trying to hear it, to be honest.
What?
I'm not trying to hear it. Like, nobody wants to hear a cry. You want to hear somebody cry?
I would prefer not.
Something wrong with you if you want to hear it.
No, I don't want to hear somebody cry, but if you're crying, I'm not going to tell them I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not going to say it either. I'm saying it before.
Yeah, just because it would make me sad, though. Not because it would, like, make me feel away, you know?
And I'm just saying, like, the sound of crying is not something you want to hear.
Yes. We like to hear laughter.
You can cry all you want. But personally, I felt like I have to do So I don't.
You're a doer.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's keep this shit going. I seen what he started. I seen what he helped me start, and I have a mission to finish until we get back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So what is his reaction to this? What does he think?
I'm not excited. He already knew what was going on. He knew what was going on when he told me record my first song. So
So you true to this, not new to this?
at all. Okay. This is like year 12.
Wow. Okay. So I see that you've incorporated go-go music a lot into your music. How important is that to you?
It's more so for the city, just to give people something to look forward to, because go-go is what we come up off of. It's something that's like, it's intertwined with the DNA of DC and DMV area. So I just felt like it was important to showcase that in a way visually it hasn't been seen, and audio-wise, the clarity of major albums. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the goal for me, just to deliver it in a way that I haven't seen it.
So is this considered a go-go when you do this thing?
I mean, if you hear, I guess.
Okay,
but not really. It's not really, because these are not live. This is not a concert. These are not live. It's a live performance.
Yeah.
But it's a studio recording, pretty much. It's just, that's just the setting of it. You know what I'm saying? The goal isn't to have a front yard full of fucking people watching it. Like, the goal is to have millions of people watching it on the internet.
Oh, okay.
That's the goal.
Okay. So it's meant to be virtual.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you something, and I need to give you some context. Like, is there rules to a go-go? Because I went to my very first go-go at Tacoma Station a couple weeks ago, and I TikToked it, and it was so much fun. I had a great time. It was a nice band. And then when I put it on TikTok, everybody was like, that's not a real go-go. That's not a real go-go. And I was so appalled and offended. I'm like, well, then what's a real go-go? And you want to know the reason that they said? They said because it didn't get shot up. What are your thoughts on that?
It's foolish.
Foolish, right?
Yeah. I don't. What was the question you asked?
What makes a go-go a real go-go?
Yeah, not that.
Not that.
A go-go band. A good go-go band.
So just the band. So can you tell everyone that I went to a real go-go?
She went to, who you go see? I don't know if you went to see the go-go band.
I forgot what they were called. You can't tell them now?
She went somewhere with a band.
No, they were good though. It was really good music. I really
gotta go see
enjoyed that.
Backyard.
Okay. I actually think I have.
Backyard, New Impressions, T.O.B.
Are you gonna have them back here?
TCB. Who, Backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably be the first people I bring back. Like,
oh, like to do too?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to come for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool, because they didn't do exactly what I wanted them to do. Like when people come in, like I give them the set list, like I come up with, I curate.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I pick the songs that they doing. And some people, of course, they got their own, like I want to do this, but I'm like, all right, do this, dude. You know what I'm saying? And so, they left like 2 songs out.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I already know what y'all, when y'all come back, I already know what I want y'all to do.
Oh, those 2 songs?
Nah, it's gonna be more than that, but
Okay.
I'm gonna incorporate them 2 songs in.
So how do you choose the set list? Just based off your preference?
I put my DJ hat on. Like I DJ too. So
oh.
Put my DJ hat on and just like songs I would play if I was DJing, and songs that I know a lot of people like. And then I look up like on YouTube to see if they have live performances of it and see is it, you know what I'm saying, how good it is. And if they don't have one, it makes me even more excited to do it, because I like, this is a fan favorite song and you have no live performance of this on YouTube or anywhere for anybody to hear or watch it. So that's kind of my goal.
It just sounds good live. Okay, so talk me through the Front Porch. Like
2018, I was getting out of deal with Atlantic, and I was trying to figure out like how I could put music out without it being tied to anybody. So I was like, shit, I'm just going on the porch and rap.
How did you get out of that deal?
A contract.
But you know, like people get like, I feel like artists all the time get locked into these 360 contracts, and they're like impossible to get out.
To get in it.
Oh, you didn't sign it?
No, I'm saying you gotta. You gotta read it to know.
But you knew what you were reading.
Yeah. Okay. Kinda. That's the whole point of contract. That's why I'm not gonna say I don't pity anybody that gets in that and does it, but it's like
you gotta know
you have to. But like, ain't nobody got no gun in your head telling you sign the paper.
Yeah, but I just feel like the words that they use, like
100%.
It's just like it's not.
I'm not on the side of them at all.
Not accessible.
I'm definitely not on the side of them at all. But I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, to hear them stories that many times, to know that you don't know what the fuck you read, all that stuff. Like you should know better at this point.
Did you have somebody read it too, or you just did yours like
No, I have like a whole team, like
okay,
and, like entertainment lawyers.
Okay,
Stuff like
that makes a
like,
difference.
for sure.
Yeah. So okay, so you got out of that deal, then you were like, I still need to create music.
Well, yeah, once I was done with it, I was already doing this for so long in the process of getting out of it. So like people had already liked it and built a following. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? If I stopped, people didn't want me to stop doing it. But I wasn't doing it like consistently. Like I was just doing whenever I felt like it. And then eventually I was, last year, March, my man Tyler, he hit me. I actually went to high school with Tyler, and we never did it. Like he's a great videographer. He worked on a bunch of people's stuff, a bunch of major projects, and we just never were able to, you know what I'm saying, work because we were always moving and stuff. And then eventually, I'm wanting him to do like a music video, but he told me he don't do music videos no more. He wants to do just something creative and production wise, and I'm like, well, what are we gonna do? And he was like, well, let me up the production of the Front Porch. I think this would be dope. And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Whenever I drop that shit off the Richter, couple of thoughts and they all on my riches. I'm out LA like I play for the Clippers. I give it a D like I play for the Pistons. Straight from DC, so you know I'm a wizard. See him on the porch, you know he gon' kill it, bitch.
And he brought a camera with a tripod. I put one of these mics on there first. So I was just nothing with my hands. So I ain't really like that. Like,
Yeah, you need something to do with your hands.
Yeah, I want a mic. So eventually, I probably did it like with this probably like twice, and then had a mic. And then after that, I was like, man, we got the whole porch. We could add a band up here. So I put the whole band in there instead of just doing the freestyles. I started doing my whole original songs.
I confess I'm not the best at explaining myself. I listen, I know when I'm tripping. I got no problem making changes to self and remaining myself. Pull the weave out, now all she got is leave out. If you in DC, I'm who you need to tease about.
Yeah, I went from just me doing freestyles to industry beats to me doing my original songs with a full band, and then now with Backyard, and then bringing guests, and then performing with the guests, and now it's like a whole series, man, like a whole thing. But like over the time, like I developed, like looked at other shows that I wanted to take from.
Like what?
Like The Tonight Show, BET Awards, Rap City, 106 & Park, the Grammys, Colors, Tiny Desk, Live from Darryl House, Unplugged, Soul Train, Arsenio Hall show. It was just a lot of stuff that like I remember specifically. I'm watching all these and trying to like what makes these great. And like I haven't even incorporated everything that I want to do yet.
Right.
It's like it's like people watching you in real time, like trying to figure some shit out.
Evolve.
So it's cool. Like
so how do you
for
plan
people to like it already is like cool.
Right.
I ain't even doing what
Right,
I'm
you
trying to
just
do
got
yet.
started.
Yeah, I ain't even did what I'm
So
trying
how
to
do
do.
you plan to stay innovative?
I mean, it was already innovative to me just by doing what I want to do, because I feel like people don't do what they want to do. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing.
And how does it make you feel when you get compared to like some of those shows that you were looking at for inspiration?
I feel like I'm doing it right. Like I'm doing them justice. If I studied them and wrote them down and tried to make sure that I was this good, and then for people to see it and say the same thing, I'm like, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Just like a little pat on the back.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
So is it important for you to like put DMV artists on, or you want to be global, internet? Like how are we feeling about that?
I mean, if we're being honest, it's the whole platform starts from a DMV artist trying to get
Right.
on. So if you don't identify that from the beginning, you the problem, because you know what I'm saying? And then I focus on the quality of it too. So my thing is, if I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's quality to me, then I don't want to do it. That's pretty much it. But the same way I want to be, if you want to get on the song, or even just personality. Some people's personality and energy ain't right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to deal with that on some shit that I'm just trying to put on for us and be creative and cool with. Like you come up here with egos and attitudes, like I ain't really here for that shit.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
That's it.
I am 3-0 Black, and these are the Temptations. Front Porch Live, Free Booby, Oi. That's my man.
And you will deal with that a lot in this industry.
In this industry and in this area.
Yeah, or in life, period.
Yeah.
You're gonna deal with that a lot. So, okay, so I had a moment the other day where like, this is my show, it's Summertime, and it hit me like, oh my gosh, this is my show. I can do whatever I want, period. So like, did you have that moment where you were like, wow, I have a lot of creative autonomy, like, and then how did you react to that?
Like I said, I'm just enjoying doing what I want to do because there's been a lot of like doors shut in my face and people trying to redirect me and tell me which way to go and what to do, and like I didn't just revert it back to what I want to do in the simplest form, and it is like obliterated anything I've ever tried to do that somebody told me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Not to say that I'm just not taking anybody's advice, but not for a minute. Like I just write it down and I come back to it later, like right now.
Yeah, no, I had a moment the other day when I was like preparing for this interview. It hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you've done a lot of stuff. You've left, you've come back, and you ended up back at home. Like the fact that home, like your house, is like the precipice of your journey and like where you're going. I just thought that was so beautiful. I'm like, dang, do I need to go home? Like,
nah, for sure.
But St. Louis, I can't go back to St. Louis.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt. I kept getting plugged back here after signing with Atlanta. I got to go into Atlanta, going to New York. I kept getting plugged back here, and I was trying to figure out why. And it was like, oh, I got to do it here. That's what it is. It's that simple. You want to be somebody, you got to be somebody at home first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it. And I felt like who better to represent it than somebody who should represent it.
And you're doing it. So tell me about some upcoming projects that you're looking forward to. Some dream collabs.
I really just want like Erykah Badu to come over.
Oh, hold on.
Do the porch.
Can you call me if she does that?
I gotta see if she want people over here. I gotta see her preference first. I ain't gonna lie.
I would love that.
But no, I can
That would be so cool.
I can try to pull some strings.
Let's send her a message right now and tell her we want her to come.
Well, I already got a message coming up for a special message for her already. So.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited for that. That would be lit.
I want everybody to do. I need Snoop to come.
He already reached out, huh?
Well, he posted it. I haven't talked to him.
Oh, you didn't DM him?
I DM him way before he did that.
Okay.
But
that was lit.
Yeah.
That's like an official stamp.
Yeah, no, that made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? I had Snoop on the background of my phone, like a funny picture, not like I was just idolizing Snoop, but like it was a funny. Well, he was over security back smoking. Like it was just a funny picture, but just the fact that like, and 90s Snoop, like Doggy Style is probably one of my favorite eras of just a rap, like that's just embodies like a hip hop. The same way people feel like Tupac and Biggie, I feel like that era of Snoop is just like bodies. I need him to come out here and hit Murder Was the Case.
Yes. Oh, that would be cool.
I need Lil Boosie to come here.
Oh, that would be cool too. And Mind of a Maniac. People don't know that one.
Maniac. Betrayed. I like all Lil Boosie jumps.
Yeah, well, I just want to say from one entrepreneur to another, like I'm really proud of your success and I'm excited to see where you're going to go in the future.
I appreciate it.
And I'm happy that you were able to sit down and chat with me. I think this was a really good conversation.
No, it was nice.
Yeah.
I told you I don't really like doing interviews like that. Just because it's like I'd rather say it in the music and rather do it. Like I really don't like to tell people what I'm trying to do because then they always got to
comments.
You ain't worried about it.
But look, I told you, this is a safe space, and I'm a master manifester, so all this stuff we just said is about to come real.
For sure. Everything that I'm doing right now, I wrote down.
Yeah.
I looked at it. I didn't realize it when I was doing it. Like, it's not like I wrote down, read this every day. Because that's how I thought it worked. Like, people like, you got to write it down and then look at it and read it in the mirror and shit like that. I'm like, nah.
Nah, you just got to believe it.
Yeah, I just wrote it down. And, like, I found, like, a book I wrote in. And then I was going through and I literally read up to what I wrote down and like I did up to the point where I was at now. And it was like, it ended with like planning next steps for career. That's what it ended with.
That's
and
right.
I was like, damn, okay.
That's what I do with my vision boards. I make them every year.
Yeah, I haven't written since then.
You should write tonight.
I've been working.
You should write tonight. But thank you so much. Hey, tell people look in the camera and tell people where they can find you.
Make sure y'all follow me at Noochie Music on all social medias. And make sure y'all follow the Front Porch Freestyles, live from the Front Porch. Free Booby, man.